In this tutorial, we'll be looking at the quest line Genetics 1. This quest line deals with discovering genetic inheritance patterns. To begin this quest, you'll first want to speak to Crake in Baobab Village. Once you've spoken to Crake, you'll then have access to quest 1.1, in which you're asked to travel to Lednam Wilds. To get to Lednam Wilds from Baobab Village, you'll first want to exit to Sedge's Edge. Once you're in Sedge's Edge, you'll walk across the map to the Marrowglen exit. And in Marrowglen, on the other side of the map, you'll find the exit to Lednam Wilds. Once you're in Lednam Wilds, you'll want to cross the river, and there you'll find Prunessa. You'll speak to Prunessa to wrap up Quest 1.1 and begin Quest 1.2. Now, Quest 1.2 is actually a series of sub-quests where you're asked to collect Lumabells. For the first sub-quest, you'll be collecting Lumabells of different color. For the second sub-quest, you'll be collecting different brightness. And then for the third sub-quest, you'll be looking for Lumabells with different hardness. For each of these sub-quests, you'll return to Prunessa. Now remember, you can use your trait examiner in the wild to examine these Lumabells before you collect them. So clicking on this blue icon, I can then hover over these different traits to see which type they are. Then I'll have to deselect my trait examiner in order to access my hand tool so that when I click, I gather them to my inventory. Now it's also important to know that you'll have to travel to Canopelia to collect some Lumabells for these quests. Once you've done that and turned them in, you'll begin Quest 1.3.1, in which Prunessa asks you to collect 2 red flowers. Once you've collected those and turned them in, she'll then ask you to breed 2 of your own red Mizzle flowers. So travel to Lednam Crossing, where you can find a trait cross station, where you can breed these 2 red Mizzle flowers. Once you've done that, you'll turn both of those in to Prunessa to wrap up this quest and begin Quest 1.4.1. For this quest, you're asked to travel to Bladed Crossing. To get to Bladed Crossing from Lednam Wilds, you'll cross the river to exit back to Marrowglen. In Marrowglen, you'll take the exit to Lednam Trail. And once you're in Lednam Trail, it's a straight cross the map to Bladed Plains. Once you're in the Bladed Plains, you'll cross both rivers and exit to the Bladed Crossing. In the Bladed Crossing, you can find Wilder in the middle of the map. You'll speak to him to wrap up 1.4.1 and begin 1.4.2. Now for this quest, you're asked to travel to Whisperwick to meet 2 farmers. So Whisperwick is just a short distance away. And once you're in Whisperwick, you'll first want to speak to Farmer Wendell. Now when speaking to Farmer Wendell, he will give you a packet of unlabeled seeds. It's important to note that you can use the note feature in your inventory to label these seeds. So as you can see here, I have my seed packet. And over here, there's the note section. So if I click in here, I can actually type out Farmer Wendell's seeds, so that I remember these are his seeds. And once you do that, it will save that note. Next, you'll want to speak to Farmer Damwell. Farmer Damwell will also give you a packet of unlabeled seeds, so it's important to remember to label those seeds so you don't get them mixed up. Now you'll want to return back to Bladed Crossing and speak to Wilder again. So take the exit to Bladed Crossing. Find Wilder in the middle of the map. Now he'll ask you to take these packets and breed each of them. So plant each packet of seeds, and from each packet you'll also want to harvest 3 Zyberizers. Now remember, you can label these so you remember which farmer each Zyberizer came from. Turn both Zyberizers, one from each farmer, back into Wilder, and then he'll ask you to breed more of Farmer Wendell's Zyberizers until you get non-puffy results. Once you've completed that, you'll then wrap up 1.4.2 and begin 1.4.3. This quest is actually a series of questions. So first you'll answer a couple of Wilder's questions. Then you'll be asked to explain the missing puffs on the Zyberizers. And finally you'll be asked to explain recessive traits. Once you've completed all of the questions, that will wrap up 1.4.3, and you will begin the next quest, 1.4.4. In this quest, Wilder asks you to breed 2 heterozygous Zybos. So here we are at the trait cross station. And once you've bred these Zyberizers, you'll then turn them into Wilder to wrap up this quest, and then you'll begin quest 1.5. You'll be asked to travel back to Marrow Glen. So to get to Marrow Glen from Bladed Crossing, you'll take the Bladed Plains exit, travel across both rivers and back to the Leadnam Trail. In the Leadnam Trail, you'll walk straight across the map to the Marrow Glen exit. And once you're in Marrow Glen, at the top of the map you can find Aubergine. Speaking to Aubergine, he'll ask you to breed 2 non-toxic glumbugs, as well as save the Punnett square that you used. So first head to Leadnam Wilds to collect the glumbugs. So here we are collecting the glumbugs. Now you'll want to travel to Leadnam Crossing to use the trait cross station to breed these glumbugs. Here we are at the trait cross station in Leadnam Crossing. So first you'll want to create your Punnett square. Save that to your inventory, and then you'll want to breed the glumbugs. And after you've bred them, you can walk over to the pen to collect them. Remember, you'll use your critter catcher to capture them first, then deselect your critter catcher, use the hand tool to collect them to your inventory. Once you've done that, you'll want to travel back to Aubergine to turn in the quest items. Remember, we're turning in 2 glumbugs as well as the Punnett square that we used to breed these glumbugs. After that, you'll wrap up 1.5 and we can head over to Parslicus. She'll ask us to breed 2 milk flies. So let's head to Leadnam Wilds, and first we'll collect these milk flies. Remember, you'll use your critter catcher. And then travel back to Leadnam Crossing, where we can use the trait cross station to breed the milk flies. So first we'll want to create the Punnett square that we're going to use. Save that to our inventory. And then once we've bred the milk flies, we can collect them. And travel back to Parslicus to turn these quest items in. So you'll also be turning in the Punnett square as well as 2 milk flies. Next you'll want to head to Leadnam Wilds to speak to Pernessa to continue the quest. Once you've spoken to her, you'll wrap up 1.6 and then you'll continue on to quest 1.7. Here Pernessa asks you to breed 2 splotchy Brightwits. So first collect the Brightwits from Leadnam Wilds, and then head to Leadnam Crossing back to the trait cross station. Again, first here we'll create the Punnett square. And once I have that created, I'll save it to my inventory. You can see that here. And then I'll go ahead and breed the Brightwits. And once you've done that, you can return to Pernessa to turn these quest items in. Again, we're turning in the Punnett square as well as the 2 Brightwits. And once we've done that, she'll ask us a series of questions, and then that will wrap up quest 1.7. Next we'll begin quest 1.8, where we're asked to breed 2 blinking Lumabells with hard shells. So first collect the Lumabells, Head back to Leadenham Crossing. Once there, you can use the trait cross station. First, we're going to create the Punnett square. Save that to our inventory. Breed the Lumabels. Collect the ones that we need. Head back towards Prunessa. But this time we'll turn this quest in to a different person, Canella. So enter her house, which is right next to Prunessa. And inside you'll submit the quest items, both Lumabels and the Punnett square. After you've turned those in, she'll ask you a series of questions. And after you're finished with the questions, you'll wrap up on point 8 and we'll have finished the quest line.